You've heard all of us mention Toastmasters. Everyone said Toastmasters, Toastmasters. I bet there are some of you in the room who are wondering, what the hell is this Toastmasters? Yes? Yes, some of you are thinking that, well, you're not, because you remember, you already know what Toastmasters is. And so are you. And Angela definitely is. Everyone knows Angela. But many of us don't know what Toastmasters is. So I would like to now invite our district director, Henry Young, to tell us about Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a volunteer organization that has a structure to it, has its leadership, and our current leader is the district director, distinguished Toastmaster, Henry Young.
Thank you, Tom. You'll notice that my photo or my bio is not the agenda. I was the last minute replacement. You know what it's like sitting there, and you know you're the last speaker? Do you feel nervous? Well, I don't. I'm excited because today is fantastic. Seeing everyone here today, you took the first step. In Toastmasters, the very first speech that you do is called an icebreaker speech. And being here today, every one of you have broken the ice because you want to learn about public speaking. I myself don't like to use the word public speaking. I like to use the word improvement in your communication skills. So what is Toastmasters? We'll talk about today's stories. I've been a Toastmaster for 11 years. And I've learned so much the last 7 years. For 11, I was an introvert. But now you can't stop me from talking. Toastmasters is more than public speaking, more than communication skills. There's two elements to it. You've got the communication skill, and you also got the leadership skill. In Toastmasters, it's a very safe environment to be in because you're basically talking amongst your own members. It's like talking to your friends. When you talk to your friends, do you feel confident? Of course you do. You feel relaxed. So when you go to a club and you talk to your members, the idea of being nervous is gone. It's now about structure. It's now about the message. It's now about the technique. It's now about your delivery. Practice, practice, practice. Today, VJ was quickly preparing his little slide, little things there. He's preparing. Last night, he said last night was doing things, preparing. Peter was using his palm cards, practicing, practicing, practicing. These are things I noticed sitting in the back. Toastmasters was started in 1924, and all the information is on the pamphlet that you have, so I won't go over exactly what it says, but it's all there for you. I'm fortunate enough to be head of headquarters in Colorado a few years ago to see the actual headquarters. As a leader in Toastmasters, I was privileged enough to meet so many like-minded people from across the entire world. We are one district. WA, we're District 17. And we have over 80 clubs. On the website, that's on the link on your pamphlet, you can have a look at it and have a look at those clubs available that's close to you, whether it's where you work or whether where you live. There's 124 districts around the world. We are one of the smallest districts, 80 clubs. There's other districts, over 265 clubs. Over 400,000 members worldwide. So it's not really a secret anymore. As Marie says, some of us want to come back again and again and again. Why? Because you can never stop improving. One of the most important things in Toastmasters that hasn't been mentioned yet at the moment is feedback. Don't you want to know how you improved? In Toastmasters, we call it evaluation. In the corporate world, we call it feedback. So there's two different languages. Evaluation is very important. That's the only way that you know that you improve. So what I'd like you to do is send us an email to Tom and tell Tom exactly what did you think you loved about today's session. But also important, as a Toastmaster, what is it we can do to improve? What is it that we can do to make your experience much better? That's where we learn. That's where we can improve at the next session, June 3rd. The city. You've done the right thing by coming today. I've only got 5 minutes, so I've got so much to talk about, but 5 minutes is not enough for me. Development, it's up to you, individual. Nobody can force you to do something you're not comfortable, right? But if you are told or encouraged to take that step or live a faith, you call it, I guarantee you, there's no looking back. Not only are there networking opportunities for you, development in your own personal self, leadership opportunities, it's enormous. At a club level, you just cannot fail. There is no failure. As a leader in Toastmasters, there's no failure because you're still learning how to lead. My role this year as district director, which is the highest ranking officer in WA, I've never done it before. You only get one shot at it. You learn. Practice. You make mistakes. Because leaders are told to make mistakes. And from that mistake, you're able to give that experience on, or pass the experience on to the next team. And you tell them, I come up with this decision, it didn't work. Perhaps next year, don't use that. On the other hand, what worked, you can pass on that knowledge to the next team. So for me, developing leadership is important. But my communication skills is the one I continue to improve on. Most people say that I talk too fast, so I need to learn to pause, not like Tommy, 100 miles an hour, right? Fast talking. That is my feedback with Tom. Slow down a bit, slow down a bit. And I used to rock when I talk, believe it or not. I used to go like this, I sway. I didn't notice that. There's someone said to me, Henry, did you know you sway? Do I? Really? I didn't know that. But because I'm conscious now of not swaying and using pause a bit more to get the effect to my message across, that's what I learned. Just two simple things I've learned. So my take-home message to everybody, look at the link, look at the clubs as close to you where you live or where you work. And I want you to go to that club so that you can tell your story to every member of Toastmasters, because every one of us has a story or more. Back to you, Tom.